Hey guys, and welcome back to Sin's Gaming Channel. Today I want to quickly address the issue that many of us have with Total War Warhammer 2's legendary difficulty level. Now, this will only concern a fraction of the player base, and I am fully aware of that, but since I am part of that fraction, it does concern me, and hence why I made this video. I have now over 130 hours sunk into the game, and so far I've only played as the High Elves, and 99% of the time was to try to beat the game on legendary difficulty with Tyrion, and I just couldn't do it. And yes, I've seen some guys on YouTube who did it, but it often involves extremely cheesy tactics and borderline exploits and abusing the battle and campaign AI. Now, I'm not condemning this, since for me it's mainly a single player campaign game and people can do what they want in a single player game as far as I'm concerned. But I really try to beat these games the most legit way I possibly can. So, I was playing campaign after campaign, trying to learn from my mistakes in the past and adapt. A strategy that has always served me well in the past, but here it just won't work, and I didn't get why. I still was able to defeat the AI rather effortlessly in most battles, sometimes against 2 or 3 stacks at a time, but no matter how many I killed, there always seemed more coming out of the fog of war, and it just wouldn't end until I finally succumbed to the sheer numbers of attacking armies. And if you've played on legendary difficulty, you know what I mean. We're talking 10 or more full stacks per faction just to attack you. And often it seemed they wouldn't attack anything else. Like you had a big bullseye over you and you were the one and end of all in their agenda. Maybe it was because of my might? No, that can't be it. With the increased cost for my units, I was barely able to have 1 or 2 full stacks at any given time during the first 100 turns. Maybe they banded together because I was too big of a power to be ignored? Nah, that can't be it either. For the first 100 turns, you hardly control more than a province or 2, maybe 3 tops. So what was it? Well, there are a couple of reasons. First, let's start with the obvious one, the banding together against you. This is a diplomatic. Now I'm theorizing here since I can't fact check this myself, but maybe a modder can, so let me know. I theorize that you have an inert diplomatic malice with all factions, or at least anyone not High Elf. This will result in the following. Every time someone has a hostile interaction with you, everybody else would get a positive boost to their relation with that faction. So little by little, everybody who hates you would love each other. That's why many use a rather clever trick to get some of that hate love back by declaring war on the Skaven as soon as possible, because it uses or abuses the same mechanic. Everybody hates the Skaven, so by declaring war on them, and possibly even doing hostile actions against them, you get a positive bonus with basically every other faction. But of course, this is only a small solution to a bigger issue. And the diplomatic one isn't even the real reason the difficulty is so screwed up. It adds a lot, yes, but this is not the main problem in my opinion. No, the real reason and the one thing that really changed since Total War Warhammer 1 is public order. Now, you always had that -8 penalty to public order, at least in Total War Warhammer 1, and the AI always had that bonus in this kind of case +10, but there is a major difference between Total War Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2. In Warhammer 1, the public order didn't affect anything else. The only thing that would happen was that at -100 you had a rebellion. You knew it was coming and you could deal with it. Not so in Warhammer 2. They added a new mechanic to the game, and for better or worse, it changes the whole dynamic of it. If your public order drops below -25 or above +25, you get either a bonus or a malus. Then at -50 or +50, those bonuses, maluses increases some more, and finally at below -75 or above +75, this bonus malus reach their max. Now what this means is, a province with a bad public order compared to a province with a high public order has the following difference. Growth, -15, +15, a difference of 30 growth. Recruitment cost, -15% versus +15% increase versus -5% decrease. 20% difference in recruitment cost. Tax rate, -15% versus +50%, a whopping 30% difference in tax income. And local recruitment capacity, you get ±0 versus +1, which means that you have more, or you can recruit more units faster. So what this means is that the AI will very soon, after a couple turns in fact, be out-resourcing you by a huge margin. They already get more base income then you got a lot more from taxes, pay a lot less for their units, pay less as well for them afterwards. Their cities grow faster, and on top they can recruit faster. This is why the AI seems to or rather is able to spawn these insane amounts of your armies. It's because of that new mechanic that screws up the entire game. Now, I'm all about adding new mechanics to the game, but I don't think Creative Assembly has ever really thought about the consequences of the changes, and I don't think anyone in their offices has ever actually tried to play the game above anything than normal difficulty. Oh, and to end this, I really don't like the Vortex campaign, but more about that in another video. So, am I onto something or am I totally wrong? Let me know in the comment section, and please like, share and subscribe. Thanks, and see you in the next video.
It shall be done. The defenses will hold. Spearman. Black Horse.